Honorable Councillor Natu Oswald-Tuah, Minister of Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Acting Chair of the Cabinet, representing His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Finance Ministers, the Central Bank Governors of ECOWAS, Member States, distinguished representatives of the ECOWAS Commission, Director Generals and Police from WAMI, WAMA, and WAFM, esteemed development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a profound honor to welcome you all to Liberia, and specifically to the banks of the historic Farmington River. This river has carried generations of Liberians through seasons of calm and seasons of turbulence. Today, as we gather here, it reminds us that regional integration is also a river, sometimes slow, sometimes forceful, but always moving forward, or always moving toward a larger ocean of shared prosperity. Liberia is grateful to ECOWAS for granting us the privilege of hosting the 55th in-year Convergence Council meeting, and your presence here affirms our collective commitment to cooperation, macroeconomic stability, and the long-standing dream of monetary union. Esteemed colleagues, we are at a critical juncture. The ECO, the single currency our region has pursued with determination, has faced multiple postponements. But with July 2027 now set at the new horizon, the tide is rising. We no longer have the luxury of drifting. The current demands decisive action, rigorous implementation, and unwavering commitment from every member state. Liberia is pleased to report that by the end of 2025, we made substantial progress across all 6 ECOWAS convergence indicators: inflation control, fiscal deficit management, central bank financing discipline, reserve accumulation, exchange rate stability, and debt sustainability. These achievements reflect not only technical compliance, but a deeper commitment to sound governance and regional solidarity. Global economic growth is projected to remain stable at 3.3% in 2026 and ease slightly to 3.2% in 2027, in line with the 3.3% estimate for 2025. This balance reflects counteracting economic forces, including technology-related investment, particularly artificial intelligence, government spending, improved monetary policy, etc. At the same time, global inflation is forecasted to decline from 4.1% in 2025 to 3.8% in 2026, and then to 3.4% in 2027. Regional economic growth has gained momentum, rising to an estimated 4.8% in 2025 from 4.3% in the previous year. This improvement stems from better than expected trading activity, more favorable global financing conditions, and enhanced supply chain operations. Looking ahead, the medium-term outlook remains positive, underpinned by the expected expansion in mining and other natural resource industries and better policy coordination among member countries. There have been notable advancements, with 4 member states projected to satisfy the 4 primary convergence criteria by 2025, an increase from 2 in 2024. Furthermore, 8 member states are anticipated to fulfill at least 3 criteria, reflecting enhanced progress in regional macroeconomic development and convergence efforts. Current forecasts predate that Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, and Togo will achieve full compliance with all 6 primary and secondary convergence criteria as at end 2025. This represents a significant progression from 2024, when only a single member state met these requirements. Turning to Liberia, our economic reforms are gaining traction. Real GDP growth is estimated 5.1% in 2025, up from 4% in 2024, driven by strong mining activity and steady expansion in agriculture and services. Inflation has fallen sharply, and the exchange rate remains stable. Looking ahead, we project 5.4% growth in 2026, with inflation expected to further decline as compared to 2025. These gains are the result of deliberate policy actions, not chance. Distinguished members of the ECOWAS Convergence Council, let me assure you that Liberia is anticipated to satisfy at least 3 of the 4 primary convergence criteria and all 2 of the secondary convergence criteria by end 2026. Distinguished delegates, as we evaluate our progress, we must be honest with ourselves. Meeting the convergence criteria is not a ceremonial exercise. It is a test of discipline. The 6 convergence criteria are the pillars of a stable monetary union. Yet, the reality is clear. Although progress has been made in many countries, there are still challenges in meeting the convergence criteria in some countries, especially the inflation criteria. This is not a failure, it is a reality check. It tells us that the road ahead is steep, and the climb requires stronger legs, better coordination, and more consistent policy discipline. But let us remember, mountains are not moved by wishing. They are moved by climbing. And climb, we must. Distinguished colleagues, the journey toward the ECO is not simply about meeting technical criteria. It is about building a shared economic space that delivers real benefits to our people. A single currency is like a bridge. It connects markets, reduces costs, and brings communities closer. But bridges require strong pillars. We must accelerate reforms, harmonize policies, and strengthen cooperation. We must also confront the political economic challenges that have slowed progress. Recent developments involving certain member states require careful navigation to ensure that our integration agenda remains on course while respecting national sovereignty. In conclusion, Let me emphasize that the task before us is both urgent and achievable. The convergence criteria represent more than technical benchmarks. They embody principles of sound economic management that will benefit our nations regardless of the monetary union timeline. Liberia stands ready to collaborate with all member states to advance our shared goals and agenda. The people of West Africa are counting on us. They deserve a monetary union that lowers transaction costs, facilitates trade, attracts investment, and improves livelihoods. Let us use this meeting to recommit, to innovate, and to act. The year 2027 approaches rapidly, and history will judge us by our actions, not our intentions. Thank you for your attention, and once again, on behalf of His Excellency President Joseph Nima Boakai and the good people of the Republic of Liberia, I welcome you to Liberia, Africa's oldest republic, where the Lone Star radiates over land and over sea. May divine blessings rest on ECOWAS, and may God guide our collective efforts toward regional integration and shared prosperity. Thank you very much.